working on it. Give me a moment. I'm trying. Sorry, you guys. I'm going as fast as I can. I promise. I'm really sorry. I know we were supposed to start a half hour ago. So just bear with me. I'm trying. Hopefully it's better because there's nothing more I can do. This is anything and everything I've got. If it's still lagging, then we're just going to stop because I have nothing more I can do. Sorry, Kens, that's really not going to help. I'm trying my best. But I don't think we're going to make it through the lasagna, so I don't know what to do right now because I don't have anything else. So we're just going to jump right in. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not going to be able to focus on chat right now because I'm way behind. Okay. So to start, it said warm half a cup of olive oil, and we're doubling, so it's going to be 1 cup of olive oil for 2 small onions and 2 cloves of garlic. Right, there's a camera there now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hurt myself, but it's okay because we gotta get this done. Oh shoot, now I'm in the way. No, because then it's gonna cover chat, so, I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus. I'm sorry, I'm trying, you guys. This might be the last cooking stream because I don't know what more to do. This is just giving too many problems for everybody. I know you enjoy it, I enjoy it, but technically, apparently, it just isn't going to work. And I have people complaining every week. So again, this is a traditional lasagna recipe from Food Network. It's Gianna. Save yourself an hour by just buying pre-made sauce, but if you want control of the flavor, then that's why we're doing this. So I'm just taking the outer layer off of the onions so that we don't have that skin in there. And then this was a recipe requested by Zoctual and other viewers, so hopefully this helps. Sorry it's off to such a rough start. I'm trying, you guys. Okay. So hopefully, yeah. I don't know why it's not focusing, but a quick way to chop onions is you have them root to root. Make 2 or 3 or 4 slits, depending on how big you want them, into the onion. Then you do your top down and a quick chop. I tried to put the camera on the right so you guys can actually see what I'm doing for once. I'm sorry it's not in focus, but I just don't have the time right now to try and fix it. And since this is going into a sauce, it helps if they're somewhat uniform, but they don't have to be perfect. It's not like I'm doing anything major here. But at least it's good to know that my more powerful laptop isn't as good for streaming as my tablet, so I guess I'll have to figure something else out. Chili pepper. Oh, but what I missed? Am I supposed to be using chili peppers? Sorry everyone, I know it's not fun. It's just one of those days where everything that can go wrong is going wrong, no matter what I try to do, and it's a little frustrating. Especially when you can't sleep at night. But once we get the sauce going, I'll feel better, because that's just what takes the longest. And then it has to go in the oven for a bit, but that's not a huge deal once it's in the oven, because then it's done. There's only so much you can do at that point. But if something goes wrong with the sauce, I have no backup. But you can also see by making less cuts, you're exposing the onion to the air. So it's not making me tear up or anything. So if you're someone who has major reactions to chopping onions, I highly recommend learning this technique. It makes life much easier. Okay, so we're just sauteing the onions a bit, letting those get some aromatics in there. And then I'm going to do some garlic. And we've still got our giant garlic, so that's what we're going to use. I just pound to crack the shell. You can see it popped it open quite easily, even though my camera's being a pain. It didn't have problems focusing before, so I don't know why it's having problems now. So I'm just going to slice these into thin medallions. This is a French technique where I'm keeping the tip down and moving and cutting only with the back portion of the blade. Again, these don't have to be perfect, it's just going into the sauce. And this one I cracked already. Alright, so I know Hesty asked, Hesty, if you're still here, the dream last night. So let me expand upon that. I had a very weird dream last night where, gosh, how did it even start? The outfit's cute. Uwu. I am not an uwu person. I'm an ara ara. And apparently I want to throw some Spanish zing on that. I like a lot of garlic, so I also got extra garlic. Just so I could put all this garlic in there. Because it says like 2 cloves or something on the recipe. Like, eh. We're putting 2 giant cloves because garlic's delicious. And we're all in quarantine. We're not going anywhere. Especially me for Valentine's Day. But I did try to dress up a little for Valentine's. I did pinks and purples and pastels. I put in hearts and butterflies. And then I just want to mince this down because I don't want any giant pieces of garlic. That's not fun to bite into. It's quite bitter. Onion tends to take longer to cook than garlic. And the garlic we just want to soften, so that's why I started the onion. And then this one does also call for a food processor. You can also use a blender. Ooh, the onions are cooking. It's making my eyes water. Couple pieces still, just a smidge too big. Okay. You guys kind of see that simmering away in there? Hopefully. You are, oh my god. Yeah, I'm definitely not ooh woo. I'm ara ara. And then I don't know why, I took Spanish in like 6th grade. And then I took French after that and Latin after that. But for some reason, I still want to roll my R's from Spanish class forever ago. Alright, super garlicky. And if you haven't noticed, I'm starting to feel a little better. Because at least it's going. It's working. We're getting there. Alright, so I'm just going to let that simmer for a bit and check the next steps. Celery, carrots. Okay. And then for this one, it calls for celery and carrots. Let me just rinse them since I'm not going to peel. Got some nice looking carrots, some good looking celery, just 2 stalks of celery, so you're not adding much flavor. It's a good way to hide vegetables, again, if you have kids who don't like their vegetables like me. I do like carrots, so that's not too bad. Celery, I'm not a fan. I do have to try this. I saw yesterday if you put sugar on a cucumber, supposedly it tastes like watermelon. If you try that, let me know, because I don't like either of those. I assume when it says 2 stalks of celery, this is what it means. But that's what we're gonna do. So it still has a bit to go before it gets translucent. As always, I did wash my hands and wash everything before we started. And then I just stack the celery one on top of each other so that I can cut a little more quickly. You can do this with more than 2. I wouldn't go more than 3 high unless you're super adept. You could do 2 side by side, so you could cut 4, maybe 6 if you're super comfy with it at a time. Nah, this should be fine. I was trying to decide if I want to cut the carrots in half, but I think we're good. So again, like with the celery, you could do side by side like this. Opal, I'm making lasagna, so this is for the sauce. I'm making it from scratch. So you can save yourself an hour of processing time by buying pre-made pasta sauce, like any tomato sauce. You can add vegetables to it, like carrots and celery. You can add some extra onion, all this stuff. It's just I'm getting the tomatoes so that they can cook down. So I have kind of a really good onion and garlic base for the sauce. And then the veggies can also cook into it and soften. And that's also part of why we're going to process all of it. And then while the sauce is cooking down, we can cook the meat and also cook up a side dish while it's in the oven baking. So we're doing green beans because a lot of times you do salad with lasagna, but I kind of wanted something a little different. Slightly different texture, so I thought the green beans would be nice. Plus I like green beans, and again, I don't eat my vegetables like I should. I was watching another friend do a cooking stream today, and she was saying, so when you watch people, like professionals cook, they do what's called a pinch grip. No, they're gonna be ground up easy, don't worry. This is just to cook them, but this is the pinch grip. So this knife has dimples for you to pinch. We feel like we have more control here, but actually there's less stability because most of your strength is in your pointer finger. So I can hold this more steadily between these 2 fingers than I can these 2. So that's why it's recommended to do a pinch grip as opposed to this. If you notice you're doing this when you practice your pinch grip, it means sharpen your knives. So again, the carrots are just going in for flavoring. They'll add some texture in the end when we put it through the food processor. So these don't have to be anything too crazy. So even like the garlic, I didn't have to cut that small, but I did. Alright, so it's all pretty evenly starting to go translucent. It's not fully. Dimmy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, I'll get back to my dream. Dimmy reminded me of that. And he didn't even mean to. Let me get this going. I'll finish the carrots. Okay, that was kind of a large chop, so I'll cut that in half. So you cook at this, oof, nope, not that end, for about 5 to 10 minutes until it's translucent-ish. Then you add your carrots and celery. But now I'm curious if by 2 stalks of celery it means like the whole stalk, because that's not very much celery. yeah, it says add the celery and carrots, saute for another like 5 to 10 minutes. So get those to soften up a bit. Add your salt and pepper now, and that's to taste. If you aren't sure, just add a little bit. Even her recipe just says to taste. Yes, so I double the recipes. That's part of my lazy cooking. So even with something as complicated as this, I put double everything because I'm actually making 2 lasagnas. So I'm going to keep one, and then I'm going to give my family the other and see if they like it. I just wanted to give myself the challenge of making a pasta sauce from scratch since I've never done it. And if you're going to do it on anything, lasagna is the one to do it on. And then I don't want a ton of pepper, even though we do like spicy. This is a very traditional lasagna. So you're just going to saute these again about 5 more minutes. So I have it on a medium-high heat, or not medium-high, I have it on a medium heat. Medium-low, technically, but with how mine cooks, this is about medium. So for me, it's a 4. I like my parents' old stove, it'd be an 8. I think on the new one, it's probably a 4. But my low to 2 is a big jump, and then 2 to 4 is a big jump. And then 6, I pretty much never take it over a 6 unless I'm boiling water. I just want to make sure these are all separated. Okay. Okay. Deep breaths. I can do this. Again, I apologize, you guys. It's been a stressful day. I thought I'd be much farther ahead because we still have to cook this an hour and then bake the lasagna for like 40 minutes. Well, that's a very long cooking time for me. Come on, I want you to open. There it is. There, I want to make sure I can keep track of chat. Deep breaths. I need a calculator because it calls for 2 32-ounce cans, which is 64. Well, we're gonna have to make do. Because I have, so 2 32 ounces, 64 times 2 is 128, but I only have 84 ounces of tomatoes. So let me check what I have in my stock. So it might not take an hour because I'm gonna add in my pre-made sauce to round out the amount we're supposed to have. So it won't need quite as long to cook. but that does mean I should start opening my tomatoes. Oh, there's a camera there. I keep forgetting, you guys. I'm sorry. Can openers are the best, yes. I, for the longest time, didn't have one. It was a Christmas gift from my brother, and I love it. I think he got that when I moved into my first apartment, my first house, like outside of college. So I've had it quite a while. I want to say it's a Black & Decker. Yeah, it's a Black & Decker. So I've never had to service it. I've never had to resharpen it. It's been very, very helpful. No, kitty, you don't want tomatoes. Alright. So these are 28 ounce, and it calls for 2 32 ounce. So this is a lot of sauce. It is kind of expensive, but you get your quality out of it. I just want to make sure I get as much out of this because I kind of need to. I'm thankful I had some backstock of sauce. So again, if you don't want to spend this time, just buy pre-made sauce, which is what I'm adding to this in a moment. Because the main part is letting this all cook down and simmer and getting it to blend. And it's a very large vat, which is why it takes so long. So since I normally don't put meat in like my spaghetti, I don't do meatballs and stuff. That is so much oil, wow. I sure hope that blends better in a bit, because geez. So my sauce is Italian sausage. If I can get it open. There we go. So, I just have the classico Italian. And once this heats through, as it's trying to, we're going to turn it down because it's going to start spitting everywhere. But we want this to cook down, which is why you want to keep it on a low simmer for an hour. Grab food for reasons. Yeah, I get it. Y'all are high quality people. I appreciate you sticking around despite me freaking out. because I do. It's what I do. Alright, so right at 7 o'clock, we want this to cook down, like I said, for about an hour. So we'll check it in 45 minutes. So I'm actually going to move this to the back burner because we don't need to watch it quite as much. All right, and then on to the next steps. So yeah, we can wait a little while before we do the meat and the bechamel. So we can move on to the green beans. Okay, so we'll switch over to this side. Start heating up some oil again. And it's just 1 tablespoon. So this is for a lemon herb green bean with breadcrumbs. So this is just panko, nothing crazy. 3/4 of a cup with 1 tablespoon of oil. If I could open it, that'd be great. Oh, I did forget a bay leaf. I need to add 2 bay leaves, or 4 bay leaves actually, to my pasta sauce because you want those to cook in. But always remember to remove the bay leaf because you don't want to eat that. It's gross. I know you can't see perfectly, but I just want those to mix in with the sauce while it warms through. So I'm just making sure those are fully submerged. And then we're done with the bake. Look at all that between Dakota and Beezy. So much love. So much love. Perfect for Valentine's Day. So we just want to get these nice and golden brown. So we're just doing some extra toasting over a medium heat for a couple of minutes. And while we do that, you want to zest a lemon. So I left the lemon out to make sure it's nice and warm, so all the juices are available, taking the stickers off because we don't want to eat those, and then make sure to rinse it before we put the zest in. Just keep that moving because you don't want it to burn. You just want to toast it a little. And you don't need a special zester, just a grater works. And just zest the lemon. You don't want to get too far into the white pulp, just the skin. So I try and work my way around in a spiral, kind of like I'm peeling an apple in that really fancy way. So it's constantly moving. And this just adds a really nice extra crunch because we're going to blanch the green beans, so they're going to be very soft if I do it right. Dab, thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate that. Hopefully it means you enjoy what you're seeing, you enjoy what I'm doing. I know today I'm a little off. I'm trying. Well, thank you, Dab. Obviously, you know you don't have to, but I appreciate it because it allows me to upgrade my setup and hopefully eventually get computers that don't have these issues. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so, so much. I know we were not off to the best of starts, so I appreciate you all for hanging in here, bearing with me, seeing me at my less finer moments, as I'm trying to stave off a panic attack because things just don't want to work. Alright, so I can turn this off because it's pretty toasted through while I finish zesting the lemon. Dad, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully that means you enjoy it. I'll have to decide if I want to keep doing these, so let me know if you really like these cooking streams. I'll try and keep doing them. I just know my computers aren't the greatest for it, so I'm doing the best I can to make it work. But it's kind of hard to enjoy a cooking stream if it's glitching out on you the whole time. So hopefully it's stopped glitching now. No one said anything, so hopefully that means that I have it working and not that I scared everyone away. Let me know. Dab, thank you. Oh, you really don't need to. Like I said, every little bit helps. So this week I bought myself a ring light so that there'd be some actual light over here, and mounts for the microphone, which I'm not sure I like, and the camera mount so that you have this view. I'm not sure why it won't refocus down here. And just a little bit of salt. Doesn't need much. We just want to make sure that soaks in, that the breadcrumbs are nice and dry and toasty. That's still bubbling away. And then this just goes into a bowl for later. Which is why you can start these early, because they can be cold, it's fine. Or cool. So again, just put that right into a bowl for later. I forgot that I was going to reserve a little bit of the garlic for this, but that's okay. I'll cut up another garlic clove. We like garlic. And obviously if you don't like garlic, just leave it out. It's not a big deal. I lied, we're actually frying these. So it's just gonna be another tablespoon of oil. No garlic, never? Oh, well, no. But I like garlic. And now we're back to a regular size bulb of garlic. So I just want one clove. First one didn't look good, so hopefully the second one's better. But I'm going to keep them out just in case it's a nut. I hear the pasta sauce trying to bubble over, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Yeah, that looks better. So just like the onion, you want to peel the skin off. Cracks open. When you hit it with the knife like that. I know, what's life without garlic or chili? So true. So true. And I don't want the stem part. This can go back to medium. I'm doing nice thin medallions because this is not about the garlic. You want this to cook quickly because we want it to be more about the lemon and the green beans. And I have been talking with a bunch of people about different cameras, so I am looking to upgrade the camera. That's probably my next big purchase. Unless, I don't know, I have to decide, because if you guys really like these cooking streams and want that to be more of a focus, then I'll work on getting a laptop first so that I can have a better setup for in the kitchen. Because my tablet cannot use a wired connection, which is already going to cause some issues since I have to work off Wi-Fi, which is why I was trying to work with my old laptop, but apparently the processor or something, maybe there's just not enough RAM. I'm not sure why my laptop is struggling, because it should be more powerful. Okay. And I just used the same cutting board. I didn't need to switch anything over, because if a little bit of carrot, celery, or onion gets in there, I'm not going to be mad. So I don't want to overcook these, just a few seconds to get it going, get a nice aromatic. Then we'll juice both lemons, or one lemon, both have. Not all of it, but I want to get some green beans in. So just checking to make sure all the ends were taken off of these before I throw them in, because you don't want to eat that stuff. And they were. Let's try and make sure they're all cleaned up. Okay. Oh, that does smell really good. Oops, as I'm throwing green beans everywhere. So now I'm going to finish juicing the lemon. I know this looks terrible, but this is how I do it. I really like citrus, like lemon, so I don't like wasting any of it. So I want to make sure I get as much of the juice. If there's a little bit of pulp in there, I'm not going to be mad at it. It's the best veggie. I hope that means green beans, because I have no idea. My brother would know. He can speak some Norwegian. They're not Norwegian. Wow. Way to go, Aaron. You can speak some Dutch from spending time in the Netherlands. Okay. Just want to make sure these get heated through. They get a nice coating. They shouldn't take long to heat through. I have a pretty decent sized skillet for this. I just want to make sure. I've never tried green beans this way. I'm very curious about them fried, especially with lemon and garlic, because those are some of my favorite flavors. So when I popped along this recipe, I don't even remember how exactly I came across it. But when I found it, I was like, hey, that's something I definitely want to try. And then the recipe obviously can easily be doubled. This is 1 pound of green beans, or 16 ounces. Like just 420 grams, I think, give or take, of green beans. With a clove of garlic, a lemon, a dollop of, first it's 1 tablespoon. I don't know what it is overseas. Okay. So I'm going to add a little salt and pepper right now. Not that I think it really needs it, I just know my palate. And I would rather have it cooked in a little than just on top. There. That looks good, so we're going to turn that off. Let me grab a fork and try one. It's very lemony. No, that's gonna go great as a side dish, because with all of the onion and garlic in the lasagna, this is kind of like a palate cleanser. As weird as that sounds. Alright, so I'm gonna take this off the heat and let that kind of sit and do its thing. Make sure to get all that good oil on there so it can keep soaking in. When it looks like we're good to start the beef. So I'm going to rinse my pan, even though it'll be fine. I'm going to keep these in our microwave, just, well, in my microwave, if I can open it. Maybe. Don't mind me. Just over here creating issues. But it'll help keep it warm since I have to use my oven. Sorry. That's still simmering away. It's probably going to take the extra half hour. Okay. And since I'm putting the pan under water, I want to make sure the water warms up, because I don't want cold water on a hot pan. That's just asking for problems. So we're not going to do that. Make sure all the water's off of that. Not that it's a huge deal. Okay. Alright, so that's for the bechamel, which is so much better. Mexican Hulk, hello, thank you. Yes, we are doing lasagna from scratch. I just made some lemon garlic green beans. Close enough. So we're just doing the bechamel and the meat for the lasagna while the sauce keeps cooking down. And then when we get the lasagna in the oven, I'll cook up some fudge. I've got peanut butter and dark chocolate, which are my favorites. Because it's about me, it's for Valentine's Day. Nice, is that all it takes? I do have sambal and chili sauce or chili paste. So I've kind of done all that stuff. So I guess I've done some Indonesian. But I'll have to try that because that would be really good over the green beans. I have some left over. Not much. But I might try that with the rest of the green beans. That's a good idea. Thank you, Opal. So for the bechamel, it calls for 5 tablespoons of butter. So for us, that's a whole stick, which is 1 cup or half a cup of butter. And 3 more. It's a lot. It's a lot of butter. So I'm just gonna get that started. These are room temperature, as is my meat. I was very concerned because I didn't take the meat out earlier today, so I was afraid it wasn't gonna be ready in time. I'm not used to my butter being so soft. Alright, so I don't need this going very high, so I'm just going to do medium heat to get that started. So much butter. Yeah, this is for the bechamel, so it's going to make a lot of white sauce. Is that enough? What am I adding? Oh, wait. No, sorry. Never mind. The bechamel has to wait till the end. Because I have to add the tomato sauce to the bechamel. So, we can start cooking up the meat now. Because that's fine. So for this, it wants you to fry it a little too, so we'll do medium. I'm doing 2 pounds of beef. Get the oil started. The best part is for all of this sauce that I'm making, 1 serving or 1 whole lasagna takes like 1.5 cups of it. Yeah, 1.5 for all of that. It is what it is. So this won't take long to heat up. I just want to get it started. Get the beef going. Making a mess, as always. Plus one heart attack. Yeah, basically. Bloop. And this, I just want to make sure it's broken up as it cooks through. I might need to add some more fat because I think this is lean ground beef instead of what I'm used to. So has anyone else tried making lasagna or not so much? I know everyone assumes it's like super intensive, and the way I'm doing it is, but that's why I'm trying to show you, like, this is probably the most obnoxious way you could do lasagna. I do have the pre-cooked pasta noodles, so that's an easy hack. You don't have to cook up the pasta. I'm just trying to make sure this is breaking up. I don't want big chunks of meat in my lasagna. And I'm just doing this over a medium heat. Oops. I forgot to turn that off. It's an issue. That's where an induction oven is nice, because, or induction stovetop, I should say. It's a little harder to keep the stove on if there's nothing on it. I wonder. No. I was hoping maybe turning that light would help the camera refocus on the stove, but no. But we're getting there, you guys. The sauce is also something you can make ahead of time, which I had thought about doing, but I wanted to show you guys it's not that much of a process. It's just watching it for an hour. That's kind of tedious. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I was going to talk about this dream I had. So last night I had this really weird dream that woke me up wide awake at 6 in the morning. So this morning I actually cooked Cajun pasta at 6:30 in the morning and went back to sleep. While we're here, I am going to season my meat a little, salt, pepper, just because it's weird to me not to. So yeah, I woke up at 6 a.m. when I didn't go to bed until about 2 a.m. And gosh, what was the dream? So like I was friends with a bunch of people, and then somehow like one of these friends that I had known most of my life outed me to the rest of the online community. So they were giving out my information, my home address, my family's home address. My brother's also a streamer, so they were trolling them, giving out his information, sending pictures because he doesn't have a cam right now because he doesn't want to, and that's fine. I think power to him. So yeah, like just it was freaking me out because there was just a lot of stress, anxiety, drama going on with this online community. And then when I tried to say something, like the computer muted and it felt like I was getting pulled away, but next thing I knew it was about the size that I could see under my bed. And there were these like demon babies. And I say demon babies even though, so they looked like babies. They were crawling all over the floor. Normal baby size, but they were like face to face with me as they were crawling. Their eyes were black and like there were black marks all over their faces and hands and arms. I didn't see much more. I was back at my parents' house in my childhood bedroom. And these babies kept crawling out from under my childhood bed. They were like crawling out on the floor, crawling on the underside of the bed. And it was freaking me out, but somehow I knew like using lead would be good. Oh, I skipped another part. So as I got shrunk down or pulled away from the computer or whatever, when I tried to say something, there was this like disembodied male voice saying, "Welcome to the weird." And it just kept like ringing over and over in my head, "Welcome to the weird," as I see these demon babies coming at me. And I'm trying to grab like old number 2 pencils because they have lead in them so that I could stab these babies that were coming at me in all the soft spots to try and protect myself. So it was pretty graphic because I'm taking these pencils and shoving them in like this soft spot to get the lead like under the skin, the side of the neck, like into the arms, and these babies kept coming at me even with these pencils sticking out of them. And that's when I saw the one, like, there were a bunch even more. So it looked like roaches, except they were babies crawling out from under this bed that's over my head. And that's when my body's like, nope, time to wake up. And then the reason that Dimmy reminded me of it is because I woke up to my phone going crazy with internet drama. So thank you, Fonty. Thank you so much. So that was the full dream. I did make a quick video because I'm like, I need to remember this. This was just weird. Because they weren't demons. And why would my mind say welcome to the weird instead of welcome to hell if I'm dealing with like black-eyed babies trying to attack me? So I'm just wondering, like, in my brain, where is this coming from? And also, why lead? Why pencils? I haven't used a number 2 pencil in forever. Topher, hello. We are making lasagna from scratch. So this is the meat. Back here we have the pasta sauce cooking. That was made from scratch. So it's just cooking down. It's got about 20 more minutes. Then we'll use that for the bechamel. And then we have the ricotta in the fridge that we'll mix up. And I have fudge that we're going to do while that's baking. And while this was cooking down before we started the meat, oh, it's in the microwave, I did a lemon garlic green beans for side. So yeah, it's a nice citrusy, clean, fresh tasting side dish instead of the typical salad. That was really quick. We just fried the green beans. I have some cooked breadcrumbs in some lemon zest and garlic. Or no, for the breadcrumbs, they're just in the lemon zest. So that's going to be a topping. I can get the camera to focus on anything today. Come on, camera. Nope. Alright. It doesn't want to cooperate. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, we'll have a nice, hearty, filled lasagna. We're actually going to have 2 of them. And then with the meat, which I'm just cooking down and trying to break up into smaller chunks right now. I think I'll start pureeing this sauce soon. But that's fairly cooked through. I don't want to overcook the meat, so I'm going to take that off the heat. Let it cool, soak up some of those juices. The extra I'll drain off. Seeing how close I can get this. There. So that needs just a smidge more to cook down. How is everyone else's day going? Because it's been a stressful one for me. Especially with that dream. And then I also had weird dreams afterwards. When I tried to sleep again. And then technology just didn't want to work with me. I don't know why this camera's not working quite right. I don't know why my laptop's not working right. The new light came in, so I was trying to get that set up and figure out where to put it because it's much larger than I thought it would be. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Not anticipated. Okay. That. Alright, so I'm going to start transferring and keep cooking this over here. Which means I need to spoon this into my food processor. Which is not very large, because it says do this 1/2 at a time. It's like, yeah, that's not happening. You do want to make sure to take out the bay leaves, because those are non-edible. All mixed into one. Yeah, I'm struggling with motivation. Being on Twitch kind of is my motivation to do anything ever. I'm trying. Ooh, yay, Ponty, I'm excited. Hopefully you find that new apartment. If you think, send pictures. I'd be interested in seeing what you're looking at. Because being without power is not okay. I know there's 2 more in here. Where are you? There's one. Oof, that was hot. Temperature-wise. I mean, it tastes like a tomato sauce. It's tasting good. Of course, this last one's going to be such a pain. Where are you? Oh, the joys of cooking. Hunting for a bay leaf in a vat of pasta sauce. There it is. Found it. There. All right. So that can keep cooking as I work through. I did grab a ladle to make this a little easier. Not sure how loud this is going to be for you guys. Probably pretty loud. You just want to kind of grind up everything. Carrots, celery, so it all fits. It's nice and neat. Ow! Son of a biscuit, that hurt. It spat at me. Yeah, hopefully this next week you can move. I agree. It's been a long time coming. Okay, hopefully I didn't overfill it. Let's find out. I'll turn my mic down a little bit. There. So, you just kind of want that to look a little more like a pasta. There. And then I want that to keep cooking down a little bit. I'm going to turn this up. And just keep doing that till you get through the whole vat of pasta sauce. I don't know a way to make this less messy, because that would be helpful. I'm making such a mess, you guys. I'm gonna have so much cleanup after this. At least I think I'm keeping it off of me for the most part. I think. Try not to drop it on me. So again, if you want to save yourself a lot of steps, just buy the dang sauce. I'm not sure once it's all together if it's really going to make that much of a difference. Okay, you need to stop spitting everywhere. That's not helping anything. I have you on medium low. Stop it. I'm just pulsing back and forth until I notice no more chunks of carrot, since that's the main thing we're doing, is trying to break up the carrot. I think 1 or 2 more times and we'll be good. Yes, this is my own homemade sauce. So that's why I'm trying to make it into a more sauce consistency. So it's a mix of tomato, carrot, garlic, onion, some celery as I drop things because this is hot and slippery. Very hot, very slippery. So that's why I'm saying, like, there are much easier ways to do lasagna than making your own sauce from scratch, which is the longest process. I'll be making it into a bechamel here very shortly. I just gotta finish grinding all this up. Oh, I should start the oven. Oven goes to 375. Mine doesn't take long to heat up, so we're good there. That's why I didn't start it sooner. Oops. Again, the thing I don't like is for this vat of sauce that's taken me an hour. No, not that I know of. I would like to do one of those ancestry tests. I just haven't afforded it yet. I mean, we could always make it a community goal because I'm kind of curious myself if you guys also are interested in finding out what my ancestry is, because my mom was adopted, so we have no information on that side. If I could get enough money, I'd like to get it for all of us to kind of see what traits got passed from which parent. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm definitely doing laundry after this. I'm glad you guys are getting hungry because we're still not even close to done. Oops. I'm glad I washed that. I didn't realize how much I was making. And mostly I'm making a mess. Ugh. Mostly it's a mess, but yes. A delicious mess. It's homemade. It's not supposed to be perfect, right? Hopefully. Oof. Okay. Last little bit. Then on to the bechamel. All right, we have sauce. All right, so I'm going to take this, and again, this goes to the back. Oh no, stop dropping it. Ow. Hot things are hot. I think this is the most I've ever burned myself cooking. And it's just on this pasta sauce. And I'm pretty klutzy. Okay. Okay, there, I needed to wash my hands. Now we gotta move this stuff out of the way. I'll clean it up later. Let that keep cooking down a bit more while we do the bechamel. Try and clean up the stove a bit. Go on, cat, you're in the way. It's not perfect, but it works. Meat staying warm. So we want to melt all this butter. Hello, T-Mac. Thank you for joining. Oops, I don't need double. Just the one. So this is the start of the bechamel. We've got 10. Yes, 10 tablespoons of butter. Hydrate, yes, thank you, T-Mac. I do need to do that. Again, I apologize. I don't know why this cam isn't focusing. We're working on it. And then once this fully melts, we're gonna add our flour. And whisk it together. So it's 1 cup of flour to 10 tablespoons of butter. This is creating a roux. A lot of times it's the start for Alfredo. You do the butter and flour together. And then we're going to add the tomato sauce to it. But not all of it. For all that work, only 3 cups of this go in. Make sure I've got my whisk ready. As the butter melts. But we're getting there, little by little. So we're almost there. After we do the bechamel, then we just have to mix up the ricotta, and then we start layering and it goes in the oven. So we're in the final stretch. And once it's in the oven, then we get to make fudge. And it's going to be delicious. So delicious. Yes, not Haley. We're doing lasagna. So it's homemade pasta sauce back here. We're doing the bechamel. So we're just melting the butter, about to add the flour. We already cooked up the ground beef. The oven is set at 375, so that's warming. Next is going to be, after we mix this up, doing the ricotta, and then we'll get on to layering. While the sauce was cooking down, we made some lemon garlic green beans. So we fried up the beans in some lemon juice with some garlic. So that'll be a nice side dish. And then for dessert, we're going to be making fudge. So while the lasagna's cooking, we'll have fudge to cook. And we're going to do peanut butter and dark chocolate. So I'm hoping if I did everything right, I should be able to do a full batch of just dark chocolate, a full batch of peanut butter, and then a batch of half dark chocolate, half peanut butter. And we got the Reese's peanut butter, so it should be extra delicious. But also fudge is really easy to make, so. I just don't afford it for myself very often. But it's coming up on Valentine's Day and I want to make myself chocolates because I can. Bechamel and layering, yeah. I did this recipe for lasagna is a traditional classico from Giada on Food Network. All of the recipes from tonight are posted or will be posted on my Discord. All of them get posted in the recipe sharing. And then pictures of the food. We'll play it at the end to see how it looks all together to make sure I made a good meal. Alright, so now that that's fully melted, typically I like to brown my butter, but we're following the recipe today, so we'll add the flour. So like I said, 1 cup because we doubled everything. And we just got to keep mixing that until it's smooth. The recipe says that's going to be about 10 minutes of whisking. So it's a nice, fully incorporated. And then we're going to add the tomato sauce to it. And it's just basic all-purpose flour. Nothing in particular, nothing super special about it. So even if you had a pre-made pasta sauce, you can still do the rest of the process from here on out and save yourself the hour it took to make that. Sains, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. I hope that you are having a great day. I can't believe how many times I burned myself on this sauce. Like, that sauce is really hot. So this has to heat up. Like I said, it's going to take about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bowl ready for the ricotta. Oh, Kev, you scared me. Come on, you gotta move. So for the ricotta, it calls for 1.5 pounds with 3 eggs, and again, we're doubling that. I think I have the heat a little high on this because it's bubbling. We don't want it quite that much. Not quite. I always want to speed through some of these pieces, but I know that going slow is better in the long run, especially for flavors. Sure, hearing that scrape on the pan is just absolutely wonderful. It's the best thing ever. Calamity coming in here with 1,000 bits. Hello, sir. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the bits. Every bit helps. Haha, I made a joke. Get it? Like I said, I'm just taking everything that you guys put into it and I'm putting it right back in. So, yeah. Calamity, yes, thank you. That's right. That was from the giveaway. And you're number 1. Even better. Even better. So Calamity had a giveaway this weekend, and I happened to win. So I very much appreciate that. Top of the leaderboard. It was a good time, even though I'm not a huge fan of Warzone. Calamity makes it fun. And I like that. It was very hard not to do a wife takeover while he was trying to do his giveaway. But one of these days, I am going to use my channel points and redeem that. A little bit more. And you get to be top of my leaderboard. I don't have very much on my leaderboard, but that's okay. That's okay. I've had 2 very strong months starting out, so I was able to do some upgrades. Just got to figure out how to use them properly. Try and not lose my cool like I did today. Sorry. I'm not sure what has me so stressed out. I've been trying to check in with myself and it just does not seem to matter. Alright, let me just double check. Sorry about that. So how many times I've read over that recipe and it's like bechamel normally is a white sauce. Where am I coming in with no white? I just kept not reading it correctly, so we're gonna switch over to this pan so that I can add my milk. Because I need to add 8 cups of milk or half a gallon to make my bechamel. And then we add in the tomato sauce. So we made our roux, which is the flour and butter. If you're using like heavy cream, then that would be more of an Alfredo. There's that. This pan's warming up. If I had remembered the milk, I would have taken it out of the refrigerator. So I have to be extra careful because this is hot and the milk is cold. So you just pour this in very slowly. There's 16 cups in a gallon, so I'm doing half this gallon. And I want to make sure I fully incorporate that all together to make a delicious roux as my cat's going crazy in the other room. So the cold milk is making the flour seize a little bit, which is what I was afraid of, so I gotta get this a little warmer. I read this recipe multiple times throughout the last week. I've read this recipe multiple times today, and still I'm missing things. Like, I was not a good student. I struggled a lot. There we go. We just want a nice smooth cream sauce. No lumps, no bumps. That's looking like a bechamel. One more. Then we just have to let this cook down a bit as well. Still need to put another cup or two in. One more. There we go. So I'm gonna let that warm up, put the milk away. And this is probably going to take about 10 minutes to reduce. That's what it says. Just want to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. There are no flour lumps on anything. So I have thought about changing jumps into bed. Opal, I understand this one is a very long process. I didn't mean for it to be going this late. There were some major technical difficulties, so thank you for sticking around this long. I will make sure there are pictures if you want to see later on what it looks like. Hopefully it all turns out okay. That's the plan. But sweet dreams. Oops, yep. So the flour wants to go to the bottom and it wants to stick on the heat. So that's why you gotta keep this moving. Now we do 6 eggs. If you're not very comfortable with cracking eggs, don't do it over the bowl, do it separately. We want whites and yolks. That wasn't very good. I like this metal bowl for when I'm cracking eggs. It has a bit of a lip on it, so it does a nice clean crack on the shell. Whereas if I try and do it on the top, it's going to shatter it, so there's more likely to be shell pieces. So I'm not actually as good at this as it seems. It's just hacks. And then for the ricotta, it wants 1.5 pounds, so they come in 2-pound containers, so I'm doing 1.5 containers. If you don't want to mix by hand, you could always use a mixer or blender. Oops. Overzealous with my mixing here. We're about halfway through, starting to thicken up. Struggling with getting the ricotta open, jeez. Come on, ricotta, let go. Nope. I tried. Then we'll also put some salt and pepper in this, so that way there's a nice even amount of salt and pepper throughout the entire dish. Well, again, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everybody. We are cooking up lasagna. We're working on the bechamel right now and the ricotta. Every Wednesday I do cooking streams. This Friday I'm actually going to be playing Among Us at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I probably won't be streaming later. We'll see how I feel. But I'll be joining Jammy and others a little earlier because I'm thinking about moving my stream times to earlier or even different days. There's just a lot of people I know on right now. How was your stream? What did you do today? I was trying to catch as many as I could beforehand, but I've been struggling today. It's almost there. It's starting to get to a nice thickness. I think the 2 more minutes is just right. Oh, did you finish the medium? Because I've been trying to watch that. I'll have to go back and watch your video. Yeah. Whereas my new game is Honey Pop, and I can't play that on here. Because the season 2 for her, the second... Oh, the newest Little Hope. Oh, yes. I did see that too. A lot of people have been doing the medium, so I've been a little obsessed, but I do like the Little Hope series. I do want to play through it, so that's why I wasn't watching as closely as I want to, because I want to play it myself. You're gonna do medium? Yeah. Okay, so that's thickening up nicely. We can take that off the heat. Then we add 3 cups of the tomato sauce that we spent an hour making. So I don't know. You want it to be still a bit runny, but not super runny, just enough to kind of stick a bit. So the bechamel is just milk, mixed with a roux, which is butter and flour, and then cooked down into a nice thick sauce. And we're doing 3 cups of our homemade tomato sauce. So this shouldn't need any salt or pepper because we've already done all the seasoning here. 2. Oh, there's gonna be so much pasta sauce left over. I guess next week we're gonna figure out what to do with the rest of this pasta sauce. Okay. Just want to make sure that's fully incorporated. Which also makes kind of a cute pink sauce for Valentine's Day, since that's what this is for. Ooh, you just got amnesia as well. Oh. Yeah, I'm a big horror fan. I haven't played a bunch. It's been a while since I've even played Phasmophobia. Oh gosh, what was the last like true horror game I played? It was Hayden Panettiere voiced it. So this needs to go off heat and cool. So we'll get back to our ricotta. Yeah, it's probably a little better on stream because then you don't have to worry as much because you're not technically alone. I don't know, I really like the horror genres. Oh, that's a good idea, Melbell. That's right. I did see that you can freeze the tomato sauce. So I did save one of my tomato sauce containers so that I can do that. But I don't think all of that's going to fit in the one container, unfortunately. I mean, it should still be a good, like, homemade spaghetti sauce. So maybe next week I'll do spaghetti and meatballs. And then this you just fully incorporate. It's probably easier if you use a mixer instead of doing this by hand, but why do things the easy way when I can do it the hard way, you know? Oh, while I'm mixing it, I'm going to add my salt and pepper so that I don't have to do that again after. Not a lot, just enough to taste. So obviously this isn't a super on-diet healthy meal. Oh, jumping. The jump scares are pretty funny, and that's why it's fun to do on stream so you can catch yourself. Like, I don't know, I get so into the horror games that I'll definitely forget about my chat. Whereas like RPGs and a lot of other stuff, I can make sure I'm still there. But man, I get so into horror, I'm like, yeah, what's coming next? So to start, I'm just trying to break up the egg yolk so that it can incorporate a little easier. And then get it all mixed in. But I'm glad you were able to finish. That's my problem. I keep playing games that don't really have an ending. So I don't feel like I'm actually accomplishing anything. I need to pick some games that have like a set beginning, middle, and end. Otherwise, I'll just play them forever and ever, or I'll never play them because it never ends. And I'm a sucker if there are achievements in the game too. Like, I'll overplay. And none of this has to be completely perfect. It's homemade. It's never gonna be completely perfect, but that's half the fun. Oh yeah, I love those ones where you can change the outcomes. Until Dawn, that's the one I played that Hayden Pantier voiced. And it's one of those from The Little Hope. I think the same people who did A Little Hope did the Dead by Until Dawn. The Until Dawn series. But same kind of thing, like you can change the outcome of the horror series based on what you choose to do. Okay. So, other half pre-cooked lasagna. Otherwise, I would have cooked my pasta noodles and let it cool a bit. But these are good to go. Make sure I had it covered, but I just want to make sure no dust or anything got in there. Just to be safe. And then these are naturally non-stick. The recipe doesn't say anything about spraying, so we're not going to. Hello, Straight Edge. Your cheese and crackers and white, yeah. Again, this is my Valentine's date night for myself. That's what we're doing here. Then, oh, my ladle's over here. Alright, try and move away the things we don't need. So the pasta sauce I'll save for after. We do need the bechamel, but we'll ladle that instead of whisking. And then this is stoneware, so it can be on here and it's fine. I have a small one for me, big one for my family. Have all my pasta ready. I need more space. Thankfully, Kitty's not here, so I can put this on the stool for now. Okay, so then we just layer. And it says to use 1/3 of the bechamel on the bottom. And we're just kind of guesstimating here because I don't really know. We just want to make sure that coats the bottom. evenly. And then we start layering our noodles. Oh, 11 out of 30? Yeah, that would drive me crazy. Because you have to get all the different endings. That's one of them. We're gonna do the best we can with this. See, they fit perfectly in this one. Why is that one gotta be a pain? Because it's a larger pan, dude. Okay. So then it wants the ricotta mixture. You want to try and make sure that's pretty evenly spread. As best as possible, because again, this is homemade, it's not perfect. And I forgot the frozen spinach, so yeah, I can't do that since it's not thawed or squeezed dry. So then we just do the next layer. Oh, not quite. Well, that didn't work quite right. Oy vey. I'm struggling, everybody. I am most certainly struggling. But it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to taste decent. Okay. Then we add, ooh, hydrate. Thank you, Saber. Veggie pasta. Ooh. If you still talk to your ex and could get the recipe for me, that'd be great. Is there another layer of meat? Or do I put it all? Nope, all the meat. Okay, good. wanted to make sure. Because then we'll top the meat with mozzarella, which I still have to shred, but that'll be fine. I always try to spend a bit more time on the one for my family than my own. Ascended, thank you so much for all the hype. I appreciate every bit. It's been a day. Here we have fresh mozzarella, and we want to do 1.5 cups or so of mozzarella cheese, fresh. I don't know if that's gonna work. We're just gonna slice it. There we go. Mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella going on top. I put the big thick slices on that one. Some of the smaller slices can go on this one. There. Unsure. Yeah, the camera, I'm not sure why I can't get it to focus today. It's just, I'm having a lot of technical difficulties. Okay, and then it says more of the bechamel here. Really? I swear that. Okay. That's what it says to do. So that's what we'll do. And then we do more pasta sheets. Aw, thank you, Straight Edge. I tried. It's supposed to be my Valentine's date night to myself. So I tried to dress kind of cute for myself. It's been a little difficult focusing. I think this way worked a little better. Really? Really? Ugh. If I was smart, I would have put it at the other side for layering, but no. Why would I think of something like that? That's called using your brain. So I definitely have way more pasta sheets than I needed, which is weird. Oops. Hopefully it still tastes good. Alright, and then we finish off. I'm adding an extra layer because I didn't realize I was supposed to use all of the actual ricotta on the last one. Oops. It's okay. We live and we learn. What's an extra layer of pasta? It's fine. We just can't miss out on all the delicious ricotta. It's kind of important. So does anyone else have any plans for Valentine's Day? Anything they want to do for themselves or someone else? Is anything even open for Valentine's Day? Like, I don't even know. I haven't looked. My family did send me some chocolates, which I haven't opened. I'm waiting till Valentine's Day. Okay. Extra ricotta, as in all the ricotta I was supposed to use in the first place. Come on. They mostly fit. It's good enough, right? chill out, take care of your skin. Yeah, that's what I do. I kind of have a self-care day, so my plans are to like take a nice long bath, probably like an herbal bath. This piece is a little bigger. That'll fill it better. Okay. And then we finish off the bechamel. So yeah, I'll take an herbal bath. I'll probably watch some anime. I'll eat leftover lasagna. Maybe have some champagne. So I just need to cut the mozzarella again. We're going to put that on top with some freshly grated Parmesan. And then they're good to go in the oven. More mozzarella, lots and lots of cheese because it's delicious. Put the smaller ones on mine because I can. And then we shred mozzarella, or shred Parmesan over it. Just about a quarter cup, not a ton. You just want some extra deliciousness in there. That is Parmesan. All right, and then the final step is to cover and bake for 30 minutes. That's right. the way. Cover. And cover. And you want this on the middle rack. I'm trying very carefully not to burn myself. Ooh, a super rare pack. What one did you get? Okay, so now, timer, 30 minutes. So now we can clean up a little bit. Because the last bit is doing some fudge, which will be a stovetop. While the water warms up so I can wash that dish, I'm just going to wipe this off real quick. Don't worry, I'll do a very thorough cleaning afterwards because of all the mess I made. Oop, keep forgetting, there's the camera there. Okay, so you never put chocolate directly on the stove. So I've got my water. I'm gonna start cooking that. And then I'm gonna put the chocolate chips in a bowl on top. Perfect. Wanted to make sure I didn't get my water too high. I'm gonna let that boil. So all it really is 1 can of condensed sweetened milk to about the same ounces. So this is 14 ounces. I have a little more in baking chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate, whatever. Whatever you prefer. So first you're gonna melt the chocolate down. Johnny, hello, thank you. I know this is a very long cooking stream and I'm running a half hour behind. So we're trying. We're getting there. We probably won't keep streaming through to when the lasagna comes out. I'm sorry. But we'll at least get the fudge going. Because I'm getting sore from standing without breaks. Aw, thank you. Do you? You just want the pictures. Yeah. I just want to know what it tastes like. Because even after that bakes for a half hour, I then have to bake it uncovered for 15 minutes. So it's already after 9. Yeah, which means it probably won't be ready till about 10, and that's too long for me. 3 hours is pushing it. 4 hours, no. Nope. So I'm also going to add some butter just because I'm curious, and some vanilla because I'm curious. But the easiest is just the semi-sweet with the sweetened condensed milk. And again, you don't put the chocolate directly on the stove because you're going to burn your chocolate and it tastes funny. People like me who eat a lot of chocolate are going to know the difference. The pics will be on my Instagram, hopefully, if I remember, but definitely in my Discord. I'm trying to remember to like make TikToks for the pictures as well. I'm just not so great at it. Don't want to waste any chocolate. Okay. Well, you just want to keep this moving. So the steam is going to melt the chocolate. And this is just a makeshift double boiler. If you have an actual double boiler, I highly recommend using it. Johnny, this is just simple fudge, so not even that fancy. It's literally chocolate chips with sweetened condensed milk. Why won't my camera focus on anything today? I've never had this many issues with this camera. I don't know. But then I also have some vanilla that I kind of want to try because I've made this without it. So I'm curious. And then also, I'll throw in a little butter just to see. Yeah, exactly. A pot de creme, basically the same thing. This is just a chocolate truffle so that I don't sit down and eat quite as much. I got the special dark, so this is extra dark chocolate. And then I have Reese's peanut butter, which is why I have out 3 pans. So I'll do a full batch of dark chocolate fudge, a full batch of peanut butter fudge, and then a batch of half and half. Cat, what are you doing? I could probably cook down some milk to heavy cream. Oh, she found the plastic. So that way I could do a pot de creme because I have some left over. Oh, I also made the lemon garlic green beans. So I can show that once the fudge is good to go. Because I do have to wait and let the fudge cool before I can eat it. Now the bowl is going to be very, very hot. So I'm going to have a hot mitt for this when I go to put it in the molds. If I wanted to get super fancy, I do have actual chocolatier molds. So I could make fancy looking chocolate, but I just want some fudge bars. I don't need anything too fancy for myself. If I was making this for someone else, then yeah, I'd probably put them in my chocolatier molds that I got. I think one of them is for Valentine's Day. Also, why do I have double on? You could put this in the microwave. I think it changes the flavor ever so slightly, and it's very easy to overcook the chocolate in the microwave. So I say put it on the stove, but if you don't want to, just put it in a microwave safe bowl. Every 15 seconds, use a hot mitt, stir it up, put it back in. Because once it starts melting, then it goes pretty quickly. It's just getting it started. I've never added butter to my fudge before, but we're gonna try it. See what we think. I know this won't take very long to melt, so I'm just putting it all together. Keeping it moving. Does anyone else's cat love plastic? Mine goes ape over plastic. It's completely ridiculous to me. There we go. See, it's starting to melt very quickly now. So I'm actually going to turn that off. I think it said like a teaspoon and a half. Seems like a lot, but we'll try it with the chocolate. The vanilla with chocolate is only supposed to enhance the flavor. So I'll start mixing that in. Come on, butter. I know you can melt too. It smells like chocolate. It's what I like to smell. Oops. Okay, yeah, I turned that off too soon. It's already starting to seize, so. One of your cats loves chocolate too. Or loves plastic, not chocolate. Yeah, so the vanilla had a little plastic ring cover, and she just took it into the other room. It's going crazy. So when the chocolate starts seizing like that, I know you can't see as well, but it got thick very quickly instead of continuing to melt. It's just I needed to leave heat on a bit longer. It's not quite ready. But I am doing this over a medium-low because I don't want to scald the chocolate. Having it in a double boiler is going to make that less likely. But still, I just want to be safe. Because I like chocolate and I want to make sure I do it right. So my stove is just heating up. The butter's still melting. Chocolate's still warming up. We've still got 15 minutes on the lasagna, so it's looking like this should time out just right to get both of these done. Oh, I do like that. It's still really bittersweet because I haven't added the sweetened condensed milk. So most people are going to be like, ew, that's gross at this point. If you prefer milk chocolate, then you can do this with milk chocolate chips. If you prefer this with white chocolate, do this with white chocolate chips. If you prefer candy melts, you can do this with candy melts. I just prefer super dark chocolate. I'm using a spatula so I can make sure to get as much of the sweetened condensed milk out as possible. If you don't have a mini spatula so that you can scrape out jars, I highly recommend it. It's like $5, if even, for a decent one. There. And then you just mix. You can also add nuts to this or Rice Krispies. Yeah, Loligans, thank you again so much for the raid, for hanging out. I will make sure to post pics. Like I said, it's going to be probably an hour or so before I even get the chance. Just because the lasagna, I was way behind schedule today. Normally I would have raided off like an hour ago. So we're trying. I just want to make sure this is fully mixed and incorporated all the way through. There's no craziness going on. And then this is going to be my peanut butter and dark chocolate fudge to see how well that works together, which should be amazing. And then I'll put the rest into its own container. So then when this is cut, it should look really nice. I shouldn't have to butter these pans, but I probably should have to be safe, so I'll do that on the others. Okay. That's a pretty decent layer. So let me spray this just to be safe. Unfortunately, it's mostly scooping out without me having to do much work, so I don't have to get out my hot mitt just yet. And it looks like my water level is still pretty good, so I'm not even going to bother switching out for the peanut butter. Because if there's a little chocolate in my peanut butter, I'm not going to be mad about it. Okay. And then you can refrigerate this, or you can just leave it out room temperature. It's going to start solidifying anyway. So now we just repeat the process. Yes, please send me that clip. That's gonna be really funny. Johnny, what do you think about putting vanilla in this one? I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, but do you think it's gonna help? Oh no, I'll have to check the clip and see what happened. I'll look for it, Lo. I hope you don't mind if I call you Lo. If you do, let me know. It's just vanilla extract. Oh yeah. That little bit of butter from vanilla. Ugh. And I'm not sharing this fudge. This is all me. Oh, no, that's fine. Chat, whispers, it's all the same to me. Oh, so good. I'm definitely gonna have to do laundry after this. Man, I'm gonna be buzzing all night just from this little bit of fudge I'm making. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Can't wait. Philo, thank you again. Take care. I will take a look at that clip in a little bit. And I will make sure to post pictures. I knew I was taking on an endeavor, but I was not anticipating as many struggles as I've had today. But I know I'm not the only one who has days like that, where it's just one thing after another. Not necessarily a Murphy's Law, because it's not everything that could go wrong, but enough. And of course, it's on the day where I have my biggest endeavor to undertake. So yeah, if you have a double boiler, it's not going to move around as much as my bowl is, which is always helpful. Makes life simpler. No kitty. None for you. So it seemed correct last time, so we'll do 1.5 teaspoons again. Oop. We'll attempt to do 1.5 teaspoons and fail miserably, because that's what I do, apparently. I don't know why the vanilla makes it want to seize up right away. It's room temperature. It didn't have issues with the butter, but I guess because the butter melts. I don't know. I don't know. It smells good. It smells like peanut butter. Ooh. Try and stop sticking my head in the way. Be great. Bloop. Now, opinion time, and I'll ask in my Discord as well. Does anyone care if I change my days? Because I'm thinking of changing up to Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Or maybe Sunday, Tuesday, Friday or something. It just, there are a lot of people on at this time. Hi, Hollywood. Hello, Killer Miller. How are you? I just have people who stream like right before and right after and during that I like to watch. So if I run over, I start feeling guilty. I noticed this morning when I woke up that there weren't a whole lot of people on, at least in the States, that I watch in the morning. So I kind of was thinking of trying to switch to even like noon or 8 a.m. because 8 a.m. would be 10 p.m. in Japan, 1 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. in Netherlands, 5 a.m. for California. Killer Miller, I'm making lasagna, lemon, garlic, green beans that were fried, and right now I'm making fudge. So I've got 3 more minutes on the lasagna before I uncover it, then it's got 15 more minutes. The green beans have been in the microwave trying to stay somewhat warm. I didn't realize how long this would take, so I probably should have done the fudge earlier and the green beans now. So this is peanut butter fudge. In the back I have dark chocolate. And I'm doing, so a full batch of peanut butter, a full batch of dark chocolate, and then 1 batch of chocolate and peanut butter to see what I like the best. So right now I'm just incorporating, so for the fudge it was 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, about equal parts in ounces of your preference of chocolate chips. So it's a 14-ounce can, do 14 to 16 ounces of chips. I added a little bit of butter and a teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. If you like nuts, you can add nuts. If you like M&Ms, you can add M&Ms. You would do that right about now so you can fold it in. So I think we're fully incorporated. It's looking good. And then since I'm layering, I learned this once before. I want to be careful because I'm putting hot on not fully cooled. So if I drag too much, I'm going to start smearing, which can look cool, but that's not what I'm going for. So I'm making myself Valentine's Day meal. So here, I don't know if you can see well. Nope, there's not very good light. Oh, that peanut butter smells really good though. So I have just enough time to dish this up. Bloop. Bloop. Maybe not. Work faster, I took too long. 3, 2, 1. Killer Miller, how has Call of Duty been? I saw you've been doing that lately. Did you end up finishing Spider-Man? Because I missed that if you did. I'm not good on my Call of Duty, so I wasn't sure if there's like a new update in Warzone because I just see a lot of people playing that. Or if it's just standard that a lot of people play Call of Duty. And then I did spray my pan. It's not very necessary with fudge, but I did just to be on the safe side. It's not gonna hurt anything to have a little extra oil, keeping it moist. Now it just needs to cool. And that's good to go. Okay, so I need a hot mitt. Watch out, cat. I just need to uncover this. Oh, that's looking real good. Let me see if I can get the camera to show. Oh, come on, Cam. Can you kind of see it? The colors aren't great. This one kind of exploded. I overfilled. I got a little overzealous. There, I think you can see that a little better. So these just go back in for 15 more minutes. And now I have even more laundry to do. Oops. There we go, 15 minutes. Come on. I'm trying, I'm learning. Okay, so do you guys want to stick around? Oh, I don't think I could do it. I want to be able to show you guys, but I think I need to raid off. And I'll just have to show pictures later. I know what we'll do. So thank you all for hanging out. I'll make sure to post pictures. Please stick around. We're gonna raid a very, very wonderful streamer. If it'll load. There we go. Like I said, we'll be back on Friday. I'm streaming a little early. It'll be 3:30 Eastern for some Among Us with Jamie and friends. And then we'll see how I'm feeling if I can keep going afterwards. Of course you're not working right now. Why does technology hate me right now? Okay, there we go. So If and When is playing Escape from Tarkov. Hopefully you enjoy it. Show some love. Thank you for sticking around. I know it's been a struggle today. I'll post pictures on Instagram, hopefully tonight, but Discord for sure when this is ready in like a half hour. So again, thank you so much, but it's time for this errand to go.